Alright, here we are. This is the final video for the Radiohead re-listens. I'm quite excited for this because I haven't went back to Radiohead albums if I knew I was going to be doing a re-listen to them. When I started this back in August 2022, it's May. It's the end of May. It's almost June of 2023, so it's been a while. And this is a fantastic album. 2016. This being their last album, this is the longest time since a Radiohead album. It's been 7 years since a Radiohead album. I would love it if they released another one. I know last year we did have Tom York and Johnny Greenwood in a band, The Smile, and there was lots of great stuff about that album. There was lots of great stuff. So at the end of the day, I'm happy that I got The Smile, but it's not comparable. Like, if I had to put the Smiles album in my Radiohead rankings, I would say every Radiohead album is better than that album, barring King of Limbs and Pablo Honey. They're sort of weak links. But I guess I still have some time to wait. Okay, I can wait a little bit longer for another Radiohead album, but I want it soon. This album means a lot to me because it was the first Radiohead album that came out while I was a fan, right? I'm quite a young lad. I got into them when I was 15 years old, right? Born in '98, so I wasn't there for any of the other releases, but this one I was. So getting that like hype up before the album came out, it was quite nice. It was quite nice. And I remember buying the album on vinyl and the CD the same day. Like, I bought them together. And that's the only time. That is the only time I've ever bought the vinyl in the CD in one go. Right? If I bought a vinyl for something, I would have already owned that CD. You know what I mean? Wasn't doing it both, but whatever. That just goes to show my obsession with Radiohead. Okay, let's continue on here. Let's go in with Burn the Witch. Okay, there you have it. First song, Burn the Witch, which from my personal opinion, it is one of my least favorite songs on here. It's Burn the Witch, and then Tinker Tailor Soldier Sailor, blah blah blah. Those are my least favorite songs on here, which could come quite as a shock, though, I think, because Burn the Witch is like one of the bigger songs on here. That was the first single they released, but you know, I still think it's a wonderful song. It's an eerie track, and it's working on these strings. Lyrically, I guess, like right out the gate, what I'm getting is like a certain sense of paranoia. So let's get into the lyrics here. Regardless, though, it's a very well orchestrated track at the end of the day. Stay in the shadows, cheer at the gallows. This is a roundup. Cheer at the gallows. Okay, so here, just reading the annotation is sort of discussing these people. I guess it's saying here, like, being trapped in Plato's cave. I remember being taught Plato's cave in high school. You know, what you know of reality isn't the true reality. You're hiding away from leaving that cave. Right? But that's your reality. But is it worth living in this ignorance? Here it says, you're unenlightened. This is a low-flying Panic attack. Okay, I guess maybe too discussing this as a panic attack that people aren't aware of, or like they aren't aware of it yet. Like maybe they're aware of some anxiety in them, but they haven't felt the full effects of what that outcome is. And then here it's saying, like, sing the song of the jukebox that goes, burn the witch, we know where you live. We're aware of, back in the old days, if people were presumed to be witches, you'd kill them, okay? You'd kill those people out of fear. I guess the one thing that I always like to think about that as is these people who are considered witches, you can consider to like what happens nowadays maybe with blaming minorities. Maybe. Like there is a scapegoat at pinning someone to be afraid of, right? Or nowadays a very, very specific example of nowadays is like trans people, okay? Or like, you know, teaching that sort of gender stuff in school, or specifically what's happening in Florida, right? This demonization of being trans, right? That's the witch and that specific example. And you know, this is trying to put in some paranoia with like, we know where you live, right? So like there is an authority figure who's making a certain person a scapegoat. And you know, that's to pretend like that is solving the issues. This is an interesting thing that the genius here says. While a jukebox offers users options, those options are limited by the person who owns the jukebox. It gives the user the illusion of choice, which that kind of makes me think back to my first year in political science, right? When you're voting for a party, you have an illusion of choice. Those choices that they give you, they make those parameters. Red crosses on wooden doors, okay, so this is like a warning of someone having a plague, or a warning to others, right? So this like visual signifier of someone being, you know what I mean, left out of like the normalcy of society. If you float, you burn, right? Loose talk around tables, abandon all reason, avoid all eye contact, do not react, shoot the messengers. Okay, so again, this song, what it's doing, like, it's a very political song, and this feels like a Hail to the Thief track to me. Lyrically, the sound of it's a little different, especially like string work. It's not really songs like that on Hail to the Thief, but, you know, suggesting we live, it's like 1984-esque in a way, too. You know what I mean? Like, what the real problems in society is the authority. You know what I mean? They are scapegoating and making certain people, you know, things up to detract from the real problems, basically, is what I'm seeing here lyrically from them, and I think that is a great way to start off this album, right? Especially to Burn the Witch, a witch being something that's mythological, right? We have no fucking idea if witches are real, but someone, you know, decided to make us believe that. It's cool. Next song here is a fucking emotional trip. The music video for this one is wonderful. Paul Thomas Anderson, my boy. Love it. This is such like a, you're driving home after like a fucking like the saddest event happened in your life. It gets all so beautiful, right? It's like there's sad, really sad, gutting moments, and then this peace, this serenity here. David Lynch shit. Daydreaming, yeah, I think it's easily one of Radiohead's greatest songs, easily one of their best songs. I think it's like up there, the most like emotionally impactful. Like it's like I definitely shed tears to this track. Like up there for Radiohead tracks. Those strings, that piano, holy fuck, that piano. Lyrically, it's a pretty dark song too. I feel like, in a way, I kind of, feel connected to this message, at least this beginning here too. The dreamers, they never learn. Beyond the point of no return, then it's too late, the damage is done. So discussing, being this person who's living in their head, to the point where, they've lost reality. You know what I mean? And they won't get that back. When did they lose it? Who knows? But like, there is this sense of happiness about it, but there also is this, there's certainly a sadness of not being able to grab hold of what things really mean, right? It's too late, and they won't learn. Yeah, this goes beyond me, beyond you. A white room by a window. It's okay. So it's not about us. It's not about what we're doing. It's about connection we have to everything. That's what I'm seeing here. Our white room, our minds are inherently pure, and when the sun comes through, I don't know, sort of like how we rely on these things, maybe, like rely on the light. Because again, the white room by a window, when the sun comes through, there's already this like white, like this thing that's like stripped of any like specific meaning. It's clean. We are just happy to serve you. Yeah, it's interesting to, you're disconnecting like humans doing things, like what their purpose is in the world, to just this like simple moment of a sun coming through a window. Which I guess the sun too, like coming up, there's like a awakening there, right? But also too, this just makes me think about, connecting nature to us is something that he was certainly doing on The King of Limbs. And then I remember this part, people have already said this before, this backwards, he's singing half of my life backwards, and we're, seeing like half of his life he was with his partner. She died a little bit later on. I don't know when that was. If that was before this album came out, I don't know. Yeah, she died actually a little bit after this album came out. Like a half year after. But, it is pretty sad. I wonder if there's this connection of like he is suggesting like he hasn't learned, or this decisions or the things that have happened with his partner had something to do with him being a dreamer. You know what I mean? He wasn't focusing on where he needed to be, maybe. And now he has to realize half of my life, right? It's too late, the damage is done. You can't go back in time, you can't fix things, and then that's half of your life. That was with that person. It's dark. dark, wonderful song. Absolutely groovy, okay? A little bit of sexiness and confidence from Tom, okay? This is the more traditional rock song on this album that we're sort of getting into. I really think that guitar, when it takes precedence, like for the outro there, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. So let's get into this lyrically, okay? Then into your life there comes a darkness. There's a spacecraft blocking up the sky and there's nowhere to hide. Okay, so something's happening, okay? There's, aliens are coming to space, okay? You run to the back, cover your ears, but it's the loudest sound you've ever heard, and all we trapped ragdoll cloth people. That's interesting. I like that. That's kind of cute. Like in the sense, we are ragdolls. Like once these people are coming, these aliens, fucked. Okay, we don't have autonomy anymore. We have no power to stop this. It's done. Okay, but it was just a laugh, even at this angle, and so we crumble. Okay, so that's the outcome, right? This happens, and humans, humanity's ego are just so, like, they just can't understand their fate, right? And so at the end of the day, they laugh it off, but then they're fucked. They're fucked. A 10-ton head midweight sand, all this dread circumference. You gotta be kidding me, the grass grows over me. Okay, that's interesting. Just reading the Genius now, this is seems like it's not. It's saying that you gotta be kidding me, the grass grows over me, is a discussion about love, saying oh, you gotta be kidding me, this actually is done. This love I had is actually done. Your face in the glass, it was just a laugh. Okay, face in the glass, a reflection, that's something a mirror, right? It's something that's in the past, I guess. Oh, I see. It's trying to say here, reflective surfaces were to see into the past and the future in some civilizations. That's interesting. It's whatever you say it is in split infinity. Okay, so now I was trying to discuss climate change. So climate change is just, it's like what it's discussing with the aliens in the sense of this is something that is going to end humanity, and we can't actually come to a conclusion. You know what I mean? We're just gonna make a divide until we're fucking dead. You know what I mean? There's not he's certainly not discussing some happy ending here at all. And then what's the end of this song here? When you've had enough of me, sweet darling, when you've had enough of me, sweet times. Okay, so now I was trying to say that the darkness, there comes a darkness, maybe is relating to the end of this relationship. And now this outro is sort of discussing okay, this when you've had enough of me, during this relationship. Interesting. I think again, I felt this way about Radiohead before, but they'll be saying some dark shit, but the way that he says it is so cynical. It's so but in a way too, to me reading this, it seems almost as if he is doing that. It was just a laugh. You know what I mean? Just to laugh. He's also lying to himself about the fate of this relationship. Just like these other people were maybe lying to themselves about the end of humanity with these aliens. So if anything, I think Tom is kind of showing, he can criticize society, but in certain cases, he's saying he's, just as bad, I guess. At least that's sort of how I'm reading that. I remember listening to this song, it was such a Nick Drake vibe. And I do wish I liked Burn the Witch as much as, like, just in the sense where I'm not sure what the score is going to be, because these last 3 songs, I'm like, fuck, this feels like a 10 out of 10 album, bro. Like, this feels like a 10 out of 10. But it's really just coming up to, like, if Burn the Witch or Tinker Tailor, like, really are too, like, it's just, you know what I mean? Just take it to that 9.5. But whatever. Desert Island Disc is a chill fucking song. It's a chill song. I do think, it's really working on that acoustic in that first verse for a good lengthy period of the song. Like, I don't think its structuring is like, what's the word I'm looking for? The structuring isn't like balanced as much as it could be, but I do think that the song still saves it in the sense where, Tom's vocals shine out in the way he sings certain lines throughout that first verse, and the emotional hit that comes with that second verse, and the outro here is like a very, like, the different types of love are possible. Like, that line is quite impactful to me. Let's go into the lyrics from front to back. Now as I go upon my way, so let me go upon my way. Born of a light, the wind rushing around my open heart, as an open ravine with my spirit wide, totally alive with my spirit light. Okay, so this is like some rebirth, I guess. Like, he's completely open, right? And again, using this sort of like the wind rushing around my open heart, open ravine, so like one with nature in a way too, right? Through an open doorway across the street to another life, and catching my reflection in a window, switching on a light when I didn't know, totally alive, totally released. So this is a pretty deep line, I guess, too, right? Like, definitely discussing he is at an impasse in his life where things are changing. You know what I mean? Things are changing where a version of him in the past is not who he is anymore. You know what I mean? Like, catching my reflection and not knowing who that person is, switch on a light when I didn't know. This is a good thing. Like, this type of rebirth is good. And we all go through rebirth. We can't predict when we will go through like a rebirth or things changing in our lives, but it's definitely a beautiful thing. Like, finding new meaning, finding new purpose to your life. I am relatively young. I've certainly felt periods of rebirth, right? But I'm not going to understand it from Tom's perspective. I'm pretty sure, how old was he at this point? He was in his late 40s when this album came out. I don't know when he specifically wrote this song, right? Because once again, sometimes they write these songs so long before. But at a certain point in his life where things are changing, you know what I mean? And when you go through a change later in your life too, I find that is more time to reflect on all that time beforehand. In a way, right? So, okay, saying this, waking up from shutdown from 1,000 years of sleep. So he feels like he's been like numb, maybe, or like not really living, which is a way that many people can feel. Sure, and I'm sure he's had this epiphany for other things in his life, unlocking new ways, new understandings of what it means to live, right? So him saying this, and again, when he is saying this, obviously 1,000 years, like, it's a very dramatic line. I guess it's trying to say or discuss that it's moving into the outro, right? Like, he is waking up and realized that different types of love are possible. It's saying here ingenious, which I think is correct. He's comfortable and invigorated knowing that the love he perhaps feels now is not the same as it once was. And I don't know if he's specifically relating this to his relationship that he had for 23 years. Sometimes, or maybe in a way, those 23 years, the love was different throughout it, right? But his understanding of it, being with this one person, he understood it as, a specific way, right? Wasn't having to understand what love would feel like with all these different people. Right? And again, he was with this person at a very young age. If he was with anyone before her, you know what being young is like. But potentially you weren't philosophically examining the meaning of love. You were potentially more in the moment. And some people don't think like Tom does about love, right? In this specific way, right? But what he is saying here, the ending of this song is fucking beautiful. And even me saying that there's an unbalance with this first verse here, I think with how lyrically impactful this song can be, especially lyrically impactful compared to, you know, many other songs in this world. I am certainly going to give it the pass there. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I feel a lot of I feel like his personal emotions are really being born on the sleeve here. Sometimes I don't feel that way with him. Like in the sense where a song can be sad, but it's not about him, right? It's about a greater landscape of things. Maybe it is about him, but lyrically he doesn't try to show it as much. But here he certainly does, and it's beautiful. Cool song, pretty interesting track, right? We're setting this like instrumental for a good lengthy bit, very short first verse, right? Just for this second half of this song to be this really frantic, frantic Tom, just repeating this line on this. It's very energetic. Lyrically though, like in that energetic, like with its sound, I mean, it's not like nice lyrically. It's not saying anything like endearing, right? Like it's like the truth will mess you up. Truth will mess you up. Like it seems a little dark for sure. Let's start at the start of this song. Lyrically, you really messed up everything. You really messed up everything. If you could take it all back again, strike up the tinderbox. So I'm assuming like. It's saying here, the tinderbox to fill the person's accumulated mistakes, light a fire those mistakes so they take back the mistakes. I kind of was reading it like that flame, that spark, that connection again, right? With this person, right? Like, you messed it up, but like you can maybe get that flame back with this person. Why should I be good if you're not? This is a foul-tasting medicine. A foul-tasting medicine to be trapped in your full stop. To be trapped in someone's full stop is perhaps to be rendered unable to continue a sentence, thought, or conversation. So whatever you did, like you messed up, you wish you could take it back, but you can't, and you're trapped. Like that's it. There's nothing more that you could say, right? Truth will mess you up. So I'm thinking here the truth will mess you up. I think it's like, you know, this character, this person, maybe it is Tom, I don't know, messed up. And at the end of the day, why they messed up, or you know, the truth behind their actions is messy. You know what I mean? Like he's not, if he has to look at himself correctly, he's gonna feel like shit. He's gonna feel bad. He's gonna internalize that stuff. And then yeah, going into this like take me back again, like. So, I don't know. If this is still in a relationship, you really messed up this time. So this does feel like it's connected to a relationship, and it feels like with this, he's frantically upset. He's still thinking about this person, but I think the main message in this, though, is having to take a deep look at yourself, take a deep look at your decisions. You know what I mean? Like realizing your part to play in all of this, and that, you know, there's nothing you can do now. Lyrically, it gets to the point for sure, but I do think it's the performance behind it, right? Like this chaotic nature of this repetition of the lines really does tell the story there. So, very nice, excellent stuff by the boys. It was a smart decision here to have Glass Eyes is like the track in the middle of this album for sure, you know, especially after having the little bit of the more lengthier chaotic track, very short piano driven song. Okay, so like in this position, in this place, I guess he got a message from someone, everything is going good, but he's also like this glassy-eyed light of day. Glass eyes can refer to eyes filled with tears, or the distracted, distant look in the eyes of a depressed or sad person. So in the sense, like, how he is seeing the like, glassy-eyed, or like how he's visualizing the world around him is distorted because of his depression. Again, it's dark. It's dark. Where the path trails off and heads down the mountain through the dry bush. I don't know where it leads, and I don't really care. Okay, so this person, again, they're in such a sad state of mind that they've given up. You know what I mean? Like they've given up, or they don't have a specific path that they're supposed to be leading to in life, so it takes them where it needs to go. Okay, so I feel this love to the core, I feel this love turn cold. Again, I almost wonder if this is in relation to his partner of 23 years, especially to maybe suggesting, right, that you know, you're still feeling this love for this person, but it's changed. It's becoming like it's in the core. It's still really strong. It's still like a central part of me, but then it's also turning cold. Whereas, you know, potentially this person's death, or you know, this person not being there is very impactful to you. You know what I mean? Like, even though you left. Oh no, I guess that she's not dead yet in this part, right? But. So it's not about her death here, but at least it's certainly about, like, you have to think about what you had or with her, and then you're having to think about the future without her, and it's just not going to be like this the same nice feeling or version of love that you had while you were with this person, right? So if that's the case too here. Or, I don't know, like you saying, hey, it's me, I just got off the train, like maybe you're trying to talk to this person too, and you know, trying to find some comfort from this person, like, hey, like, I know we're not together, but, you know, I'm trying to tell you about my problems, like, I feel, like, there's a sense of, like, depression or feeling lost without this person, I think, and they're not getting the answers, but all they know at the end of the day, right, all they know is that they can't get rid of that love. I think, and I feel like it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. You can't. It's inescapable. The feeling that he's having right now. It's that pain that comes along with it is just something that he is going to have to face. Identikit. Identikit. I love this song. Okay, this is I would say it reminds me of Dark too. Both of these songs are quite groovy. The fast-paced rock tracks. Here, I guess, is quoting. I guess there's a reason why I don't know this. It's hard to remember a quote from this book. The book is fucking like 1,300 pages long, Tom. But IQ 84. IQ 84 is my favorite book of all time, Haruki Murakami. I do have it here somewhere, don't I? Here we go. So, shout out you and me, Tom, bro. We've been loving some good media, right? I've read the book in a long time. I would love to reread it, to be honest, but you know, gotta have time for that, bro. Okay, the sweet face one's nothing left inside that we all can love, that we all can love. Okay, this one girl who's interested in sweet face man with nothing inside. Okay, so this is like someone who has like this good, they're good looking, or like they have this face of trust, but on the inside they're they're people who are not really good people, I guess is what it's saying here, especially too discussing the part in the story. This guy was abusive, nihilistic way to look at love, right? Like, let's fall in love, you know what I mean, with something that from the outside perspective, especially for other people, it looks like this is a good thing, but at the end of the day it's not, you know what I mean? It's a way of filling some void, I guess. I don't know, it's fucking dark. But now I see you messing me around. I don't want to know, I don't want to know, I don't want when I see you messing me around. Okay, so now, again, how far did we like this relationship until things went sour, right? And then broken hearts made it rain, broken hearts made it rain. Okay, so there is an interpretation here saying, like, this could be seen as an indictment of the music industry and artists such as Adele, who take advantage of relationship breakdowns to write breakup songs. They're like capitalizing on the sorrow of others. So people who are okay, breaking hearts for their own gain, or having a broken heart for their own gain, making other people cry. Okay, all right, that's interesting. The pieces of a ragdoll mankind. Okay, he talks about ragdolls already on this album, so he brings it back. That we can create, that we can create. Okay, so the pieces of a ragdoll mankind. So ragdoll in the sense like things can't be controlled. Yeah, that makes sense. But you're trying to create something that you can control. But again, this was already discussing something about what an identikit is, which is like taking all these different images of someone to like make it look like potentially the person that the police are looking for, like a sketch type deal. But then I guess maybe he's saying like that we can create, that we can create. So creating all these images to create someone that someone can love. Okay, fuck man. Ooh. Making the best person. Oh my god. But then it's going to continue on and still says, but when I see you messing me around. So again, seems nihilistic. What else do you got for me, boys? Here, working for me here. He's there. Very soul-like there. there it is. There's that song, The Numbers. It's a brilliant track. I'd say this is the most laid back or most barren when it comes to like how I'm feeling the sound for sure. Like I think I like this song, you know, more than Burn the Witch, but Burn the Witch, at least the sound of it is very unique. It's very out there. This one doesn't really have that same degree, but this is a very chill vibe song again. Loving the strings on this one too. Strings on this album throughout. I'm glad to have that addition for sure. Let's get into this lyrically. Holds us like a phantom, it touches like a breeze, it shines its understanding. See, the moon is smiling. Open on all channels, ready to receive, because we're not at the mercy of, I fucking don't know how to say that word, chimeras, I don't think it's how you say it, chimeras, I think, yeah, and spells. Okay, so again, he's trying to discuss, you know, have a political point of view here, like we're not at the mercy of the bullshit that you like to spew on us, or trying to tell us what to think. Which could be something that's very open-ended, based on your political beliefs, I guess. But I feel like I know, considering Hail to the Thief, though, where he is aligning, and definitely based off of the things he's tweeted about. I mean, he is very, very, very big on climate change. We are the Earth. To her we do return. Right, so going into climate change there. The future is inside us, it's not somewhere else, it's not somewhere else, it's not somewhere else. So we are the future. Like, we are the reason why the future happens, right? Every decision that is made by all of us. One day at a time. Alright, that's cute. We call upon the people have this power. The numbers don't decide, the system is a lie. Right, a river running dry, the wings of butterflies. Wings of butterflies, interesting. So a butterfly effect is what it's saying here too. That's good, yeah. And again, butterflies being something that's in nature. And you may pour us away like soup, like we're pretty broken flowers. So we're being treated like the nature as well, right? When climate change, we could say it's hurting other things in the environment, but it's also hurting us too. We have to remember, right? Well, take back what is ours. Take back what is ours, one day at a time. So this is like a climate change protest song, basically. Great. Great. I mean, this is. I'm not gonna hate on that shit, bro. I think that's wonderful. Here it's saying at the end. Tom once said that if he tried to write a protest song about climate change, it'd be shit. Here's a protest song about climate change. It's not shit. It's fucking amazing. Everything on this album is up there, bro. For real, for real. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, present tense, that is up there. That's up there. That's one of the better tracks on here for sure. I'd say that and Daydreaming and yeah, True Love Waits is probably the top three for me. This song, that acoustic on there, it's really that vocals for him here, and it's not like a sadness, you know, like usually when he's wailing you get some sort of sense of sadness from him, but here I'm not. I empowerment, I guess, is what comes to mind for me. I don't know. This dance is like a weapon. It's like a weapon of self-defense against the present tense. Okay, so this dance is like helping him from like the certain pains that he's dealing with at this certain moment, right? Of something that, you know, to like hide away from what's currently going on, his conflicts, right? No, I won't get heavy, don't get heavy. Keep it light and keep it moving, I'm doing no harm. As my world comes crashing down, I'll be dancing, freaking out, deaf, dumb, and blind, right? So it's saying, like, and like, as these things are happening, he's going to keep up this fake image of ignoring that pain. That's what we say, I don't want this to be heavy, okay? Keep it light, keep it moving too, keep that dance moving, don't stop so you have to deal with this. You know, I'm doing no harm. Saying that what they're doing is not doing no harm, and at the end of the day, I get it. Like, I will end up with this end result. Not literally deaf, dumb, and blind, but just an outcome that's like losing certain senses, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, he's lost because of this person, because of losing them, right? But there's like a certain romantic element to saying this too. It doesn't feel like when he says "in you I'm lost," he's like saying it out of this like, no, I'm lost, right? Like it's like, I love this feeling, even when it's not perfect with you, like this lost feeling. I won't turn around to the penny drops. Won't stop now, won't slack off. Okay, so he wants to make it work, or this love will be in vain. To stop from falling down a mine, it's no one's business but mine. Yeah, like this song, it seems like he has some certain like sense of hopefulness. Although at the end of the day, his hopefulness is also paired with him ignoring the problems. Like, no, there's no problems, and I'm gonna work this out, okay? Because I don't want everything that we've done, like he says, to be in vain. Make this a little bit more engaging, but in comparison to all the other songs on this album, this one's definitely the least engaging. This here though. The ending of this song though, that exit out with the strings, like, redeems this from like how far of a quality dip this song could be compared to all the other songs. I don't know, to be honest. I think The Numbers is a much more well made up song, and I still think Burn the Witch is like a more, you know, like I was already saying, unique track. So I don't know. I do still think that this song is probably my least favorite on the album. If anything, it's going to be tied with The Numbers, I think. because that the strings at the end, man, they do sell for me. Lyrically here, all the holes at once are coming alive, set free, out of sight and out of mind, the lonely and their prey. The ones you light your fires to keep away is crawling out upon its belly, and all you have to do is say yes. Okay, it's saying here, it's a reference to how wolves went from man's enemy to its ally. So an enemy is showing its belly for submission. They say yes, they make a deal. All the birds stay up in the trees, all the fish swim down to the deep, the lonely and their prey, I'm here, come to me before it's too late. There's not that many lyrics in this one. But it is like the connection of the lonely and their prey. So again, it's like this saying human and wolf though. It's like it's a lonely person and then a prey that's not lonely. Look, why is the prey not lonely? I don't know why I'm thinking about it like that. Yeah, lyrically too, this one doesn't engage with me as much as other tracks. Okay, well we already know what I'm going to think about the next song here. So yeah, I will say Tinker Tailor is my least favorite. I think it is my least favorite, but it's still a really good song. It's still a really good song, and sometimes there's many artists out there in the world that wouldn't be able to make the worst song on a Radiohead album. This song too, just was reading too, I mean they've been performing this song since 1995. The recorded live version we have, that's on the live album that came out in 2001, so regardless, we've had a recorded version for a long time. That was an acoustic song. This is very different, working on piano, just the sense of giving everything to someone, you know what I mean, like that sense of love here. I'll draw my beliefs to have your babies, I'll dress like your niece and wash your swollen feet. It's discussing of them kind of being one person, I guess, is what it's saying here too. Just don't leave, don't leave. Right? Saying that, like, I'll do anything, I just don't want you to leave, like that pain. I'm not living, I'm just killing time. Like in the sense, like when he is not with this person, it doesn't really feel like he's living, his life continues on, it passes by, right? Your tiny hands, your crazy kitten smile, like some attributes of this person, and true love waits in haunted attics. It waits in haunted attics. So it's saying here in the Genius too, it waits on and on as a spiritual force even after we're dead. That's fucking that's really sad. It says, in the dark attics and unexplored basements of the world, the lost spirits we're so afraid of are only embodiments of a longing for love that continues in the afterlife. So, continuing on with the song, like really bearing his heart, and, even the way he sings, just don't leave, right? Like having that sort of, he really means it. Almost when he's saying it, like he is discussing that, you feel the fear in his voice of that possibility, that there is that possibility of that person leaving. So true love waits, haunted attics, and true love lives on lollipops and crisps. So he's saying true love requires very little to survive. The sweetness of it makes it live alone. It's a fucking beautiful track. It's one of Radiohead's best, and this rendition here is even darker. I mean, even considering the fact that it's coming out post-breakup, right? So that's sort of awareness of, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So it would have been like the first, or no, I don't know. They were together for 23 years, right? I don't know when they specifically split, but for the vast majority of his recording life, he was with her. So having this come out now, right? It's, yeah. There's a lot of purpose to it. I love this album, Moon-Shaped Pool. I love it. I love it. It's a near perfect album. That's, if I'm gonna give it a final score, it's so close to that 10. As I've already discussed, my other re-listens, I have 3 10s. The ones you'd expect: OK Computer, Kid A, and In Rainbows. The 9.5s I have The Bends and Hail to the Thief. And this I do like this album more than those two. Like, this would be my 4th favorite, but it's not perfect to that extent. I do think conceptually this album is not reaching the exact same heights as those albums, but at the same time, I mean, there is a lot. There's a lot to still chew on here. Some songs not specifically always talking about love, but at the end of the day, I think this album is a very mature and introspective look at Tom, right? I felt like I was really feeling that way with In Rainbows too. I feel like In Rainbows is really, in Rainbows I felt like it was more detailed, like in the sense of what it was trying to achieve story telling wise. Here it's a little bit more abstract, and of course I do find the instrumentation on here really working on acoustics a lot of the time. Strings are working on there. Like, this atmospheric sound on this one is a little bit more moodier, and I think that album cover really works too. Like, this color, the grays, instead of this album cover that's fucking rainbows, right? For this to be the last song, I guess, on an album by Radiohead. They only released a few songs like Ill Wind and shit like that, right? That was like the leftover from this. Oh, no, a few songs from the OK Computer, I guess. Three songs they released. But yeah, this is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. This is absolutely brilliant. And, you know, from what we got from King of Limbs, having to wait so long, and it paid off. Right? It really paid off what they came back with. They showed us that they were in true form. And that's the one thing, right, is I'm thinking, if this was the last Radiohead album, to have the final track of their whole discography be True Love Waits feels right. That's the weird, right? Of course I would love another Radiohead album. As a fan, I'm always going to want more, but you know, they've given us so much, and for that to be the last song, or to have a breakup album. Again, they've discussed, you know, relationships, so have you, before, right? But this very matured, this man in his late 40s discussing this, and it kind of interconnecting with the past as well, right? Again, this relationship, like I was saying, during almost his whole recording career, right? So there's a look back within the lyrics here, I guess, too. It's so close to being that it's so close to getting that 10, yo. It's so close to getting that 10. I'm thinking here, there's like maybe like 2 albums from that year that I liked more than this, maybe, I don't know. Wow. Okay, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad to do these Radiohead re-listens, if there, I don't know if I'll do any more re-listens for artists that I really enjoy. Doing these re-listens gave me better insight, for sure. So, thanks for watching, and you know, if there's anything you want us to react to or re-listen to, so have you, doesn't matter. You can put a comment down below. And thank you for watching. Peace.